Cryptilians and crypto crackheads again. Ethereum update here for you, new viewers. If you like following Ethereum, I will. My videos will be composed of Bitcoin specific, Ethereum specific, and altcoins, mostly small cap altcoins, coins under, let's say, 80 million in cap. So I typically cover those three. Try to do it independently. Because the Google algo doesn't like when I put them all together in hour-long videos. So it's right here and right now is my Ethereum video. Before watching this, if this is your first time seeing me, you might want to watch my video from Sunday with the Mario fireballs, because I mentioned if Ethereum even ticks a little bit above 2,500, it's probably going to come back and come wick past this line again, this origin line that I have, and origin lines. Description of that is in my or a video on that. There's a link in my description section where you see library, so you understand what my origin lines are. And if we zoom out, this is what they look like, and they typically work like friggin' magic, just like so. Okay, gets a lot of support and resistance almost perfectly right. I mean, actually it does get it right. Anyway, so it looks like since Ethereum did, it went past 2,500, as I suspected it could. I didn't bet on it happening, but in my previous video I said if it does, it'll probably wick past. So, if you're looking to put on shorts, personally, I'm kind of waiting on Ethereum to get past that origin line a little bit and sit down until then. So I just got stopped out of all my short positions after making a decent amount of money on a Bitcoin long. So what's happening here is this. The dynamic with Ethereum, it's screaming up, is it goes hand in hand with the idea that Bitcoin had 3 strikes of bullish divergence on the 2-hour time frame, which often creates a lot of price movement. So you have 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, lower low, so 1, 2, 3, but the RSI coinciding with it. The RSI coinciding with it, if I go straight down from here, it's lower, a higher low, a higher low. So 3 lower lows in price, 3 higher lows in RSI. That's bullish divergence. So I took on a long right here. I wrote it up to, I don't know, can't remember, 51.8 or something to that effect, or 52.5. And then I took my profits out of it and started taking on small short positions with stops pretty close to, because I anticipate it could keep screaming, or it could dump pretty hard. So anyway, Ethereum's bullishness in its weekly candles is essentially coinciding with Bitcoin's bullish divergence that it saw. So if Ethereum already looks this freaking bullish with all of these, let me erase some of these lines, with all of these green candles, well, and then Bitcoin pumps off of bullish divergence, well, Ethereum's going to go up pretty heavily too. However, I did not anticipate that Bitcoin would go up this hard, this fast, but that's what's happening. So, and on my channel, as Cryptilians and crypto crackheads know, we think of the 3 most probable situations and 2 what ifs, and this was one that I covered yesterday, although I did not think it was most likely. We were prepared for it. So, yeah, I fully anticipate Ethereum it could make a quick all-time high. Could go up to 2,700 almost on the nose. It could do something like come up exactly to the 2636. But I will wait to see how it reacts with this origin line. And this origin line this week is coming in right at 2610 or so. So I want to see how far past it wicks above, because it is possible that it does just break out of this. And if it does, then I'm going to be extremely bullish on everything. Small alts, everything. Like Ethereum should really take off. And it could go straight to 10,000 without stopping. So if it does break out, a few things could play out. I really anticipate Ethereum will ignore this line for the most part up to 4,300. It could fly past it, have a couple red weeks, and then go straight up to 10,000 before correcting more. It could fly past this and then scream right back down, base support, and then fly up. So it could be like a fake out breakout type of deal. But you will know if it reacts very poorly to this origin line, which, in 3 weeks from now would be sitting at 4,500. So there are several situations that could arise, or it could just Yeah, or it could act like it's breaking out and come back down and check this immediately and allow its weekly 21, which you can see here, and then ride this line until the weekly 21 and just go sideways for like 100 more days. It could do something like that and then break up. It could do something like that because Ethereum has moved sideways for 200 days before, as we've been covering in my video. Here, this time frames, when the time it passed this origin line to the time it broke this next origin line up was 203 days. So do I anticipate that Ethereum goes sideways for 200 days? No, but it could go sideways, you know. So it broke this origin line how long ago? It broke it 100 days ago, so we've essentially been going sideways and up for 100 days. I mean, this could be the moment it breaks up, or it could wick past and come right back down and hit us 21 finally. So this market is going to be extremely tricky to play. So if you're a new investor to this, and you're trying to use leverage, I mean, it's very likely you're going to lose a lot of money doing it. So I would not use much of my account doing it. This is an extremely tricky market situation right now because even though this is an Ethereum video, Ethereum will be affected by Bitcoin. Bitcoin has never gone sideways in a bull market this long, ever. And that's based off the fact that Bitcoin got hot 5 months before the last bull run. So therefore, Bitcoin could go completely sideways for 5 months and still be at the exact same point it was relative to 2017. 5 whole months, but it's already been like 2 or 2.5. So it could go sideways for, yeah, it's been 2.5 months, but it could be 2.5 more months for 5, right? So it could easily be, you know, July, sideways and up type of action. And this has never happened before, but it's happened on a ton of other coins. Even Litecoin did this, right? Last bull run, it moved sideways here. It was also almost the exact same time frame as Ethereum did, 200 days. So if other big cap leader coins have done this, so can, you know, Bitcoin, so can Ethereum again. But if Ethereum does end up breaking out, then Bitcoin will probably, you know, scream past 70,000. So these are the things to watch out for. Key levels here on Ethereum, very specifically here. I expect that Ethereum will start losing steam around 2,700 or 2,600, somewhere around there. If it doesn't lose steam and flies up, it's probably going to go straight to 4,400 without stopping. And it could happen next week. Like it can be a $1,500 candle. It's going to be very violent. So those are two situations. First is it loses steam between 2,600 and 2,700, then heads down. Okay, down to 1950. That's one. So that's one situation. The second situation is it does break out with steam, and the next week it goes straight up to 4,400. What it does from there, I don't know. I would assume it comes down a little bit, but that's the second situation. Third, you know, most likely, or it might not be the third most likely, but the third very likely or very possible situation that I see happening is similar to how Ethereum did here and here. It likes to break its origin line and then ride it for a while before charging up. So although here it did get rejected, which is kind of what I've been anticipating happening, it has, and even just recently, has it done it in the past? Break through and then base off of it? No, it never did. It never did. It could actually break through it and start losing steam around 3,000 and then close lots of weekly candles like this with a few wicks down to, you know, 2,200 or something, but generally go like this and allow its weekly 21 to catch up and its weekly 10 to catch up like this before price then starts, you know, touching this, maybe wick almost there, touch, and then just screams up to like close to 10,000 over the next several weeks and next couple months. So it could break here and use it as base. Use this. So this is an ascending line. So every week it's different. This week it's at 2,600. Next week it's at 26. So it's going up about $50 or $40 a week. Yeah, $40 to $50 a week is increasing. That's the slope of it. So those are the three main scenarios for Ethereum that I see happening. Do I know, can I guess confidently which one will happen? I don't know. Ethereum looks pretty bullish right now, folks. I really was anticipating a correction, but since Ethereum is completely leading the market, as I've been signaling for over a week now, which other, other crypto traders out there seem to agree with that thought process because it's just blatantly obvious. It could bust out. So you got to be prepared for those major three situations. And one thing to try to tell whether or not it will peter out around 2,700 is if the 2-hour RSI, so this is kind of like the game plan for cryptillions and crypto crackheads, even though it doesn't work very well in Bitcoin usually. However, it does give you a heads up. If you see price getting up here and the 2-hour RSI, and I have how to set up my chart in the description section if you don't know what this RSI is, and you have a different one. This one is like the best in my opinion. You might want to look at my chart video in the description section to see. But anyway, if the 2-hour RSI goes below its moving average, which is the white line, so if something like this happens, then you'll pretty much know. So if it happens right as it gets past this origin line, 26 to 2,700, you can probably bet on it being a wick, and then price comes down, and then Bitcoin will probably go with it. So right now, I mean, it might actually end up stopping around here. It might do like a double. It might just respect this, but I kind of doubt it. I don't think it's going to respect that. I bet it comes up to here. So I guess this is a fourth option. It's possible that Ethereum starts losing steam right at this horizontal, because it does have a few. Let's see what it looks like on the daily. Yeah, I mean, there are 2 wicks there. That could have been it. But then again, you'll see it in the 2-hour RSI. So what are we seeing on the 2-hour RSI? 2-hour RSI is not stuck below, and it's not even below its moving average. So, the bet, you don't have a house bet if you're betting on it stopping at 25.35. I don't anticipate this being a big obstacle for it. So so that would be the fourth most likely situation, is that it starts turning down like right at that level, 25.38. So those are your top 4 things to watch out for. And if you are a person who likes to, put on shorts and stuff on horizontals, well, instead of, if you did take on a short here, you want to immediately put your stops just above, about 1 to 1.5% above. You can tier them, so you don't just have one stop, you have several, because the exchanges, as cryptillions and crypto crackheads know, when you are going into a long or going into a short, you are actually not trading the asset itself, right? You are trading essentially a sort of promise note of that exact exchange, not particular to other exchanges, that exchange itself, a future. So if the exchange wants to essentially cheat a little bit and go grab your stop because it can see the order book and knows price is getting ready to tank, it can manipulate the price of its futures, go hit not just your stop, but a bunch of people's stops who are shorting, and then they don't have to pay you as price then plummets, right? So tiering your stops above, between like 1 to 2% above your shorts, or 1 to 2% below your longs, is a great idea, because if the exchanges do try to do something tricky, sometimes they only get like 3 out of like 8 of them, so you still have 5 left, and then you get 5 nearly at the top, and then you can market sell a short and then just actively short with the momentum down, as opposed to it coming up and hitting a key level. So that's typically how I play. And a lot of times I do get wicked if I do take on a short. The exchanges, I don't know if it's always the exchange, but sometimes my stops do get hit, but it's often only 2 of 8 or 3 of 8. I usually tier an 8. So you can anticipate that happening. And then you can just use that free capital that got freed up from getting stopped out to market sell to short, or to market buy for a long if you were stopped out on only 2 of 8, if like these 2 got stopped out. So that's how I'm playing in this market. And again, if you are a retail investor, you have not actively made successful entries and exits with a very clear game plan, you executed the game plan and you've made decent money doing it, if that does not describe you, just sit tight. your most profitable thing to do right now is to hunt for your next opportunity, whether you like altcoins, to do research on coins, to try to figure out what your next bag you're going to grab is. That is how you're going to make the most money, is not making money actively now, but setting yourself up to make money for when Ethereum does actually break out of this and start screaming, because the whole market's going to fly. Once Ethereum breaks out of this, the whole market's going to get very confident and it's going to fly. So, so for new folks new to the space, if you don't consider yourself a trader, you're more of an investor. That is the most profitable thing you can do, as opposed to clicking around with your money on unleveraged exchanges. So that's what I got for you on Ethereum. Those are your top 4 most probable situations to look out for, and you can make money on each. So you can try to play one, get out of it, and if the next one happens, the what's next situation, then you can try to play that one, and if it works, you more than make up for the money lost and getting stopped. But there are multiple plays here. It's going to be hard. This market's going to be hard. I'm almost thinking of just sitting out until something obvious happens. But that's hard to do, right? So, so tight stops is the way to go, and click around and satisfy your itchy, scratchy crackheadedness. So anyway, that's all I got for you. You can go ahead and subscribe over here. I have a couple video suggestions for new viewers. The most recent video from Sunday and another video, and peace out. We'll see you later.